Oh, good morning. Good morning. I got Instagram. Good morning to you. I got two YouTube channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook fan page, Facebook Zero to Diamond Group. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing super well. I'm going to put a link here in the YouTube comments. That way you guys can actually come onto the live stream with me and answer questions if that's something that you want to do. So give me just a second and I'll add that link right here. Give me just a second to get that link for you. And then we'll get rocking and rolling, guys. All right, let me grab this link. Paste. Boom. Let's see if all that worked. Oh, that worked. There we go. All right, if anybody wants to come live on here and chat it up, ask me a question, so on and so forth, feel free to click that link there on YouTube and come live with me. I'd love to have a conversation with you about the market, about what's going on in your business, and just anything that I can do to help you, honestly. I'm also doing my 2023 business planning session next Friday. It's going to be virtual. There's a link in the description for that. There's a link on my Instagram bio for that as well. That's going to be next Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Super excited about that because the thing is that next year's going to be it's going to be amazing, guys. So I hope you're ready for that. I'm putting a lot of work in to make that incredible for you. But we've also got Cyber Monday right now. Red X is doing their 32% off for life. Anything that you buy up from them today is 32% off for life. So there's a link everywhere for that. Instagram bio, on every single platform. If you don't see it, just message me. I'm happy to get it to you. Patrice, you're muted there. Good morning.
Hi, Ricky.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm in my robe, but that's okay, right?
Oh, I couldn't tell. It looked like a business jacket.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting things going. I've been watching you for a long time.
Okay, cool. What market are you in?
I'm in Denver.
Oh, nice. Nice. How long you been selling?
Oh my. Let's see. First, I was a lender, and then I got into real estate in 2004.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm new here, and I need to get things going.
Got it. Got it.
So I figured
Okay.
this is a good way to do it.
Got you. What can I do to help?
I want to look into the discounts today that you have with Red X. I started with the expireds.
Okay. Yeah, dive into all the other features, like you need to have the dialer. I mean, it cuts your time down into, you could do things 10 times faster because you're just auto dialing.
Yeah, I
But you
want to
got to
do
have
the
that.
dialer. I was thinking I needed to learn some of the online training options before.
Nah, don't do that. Just get it and learn as you go. Like you can start with single, you can, get the multi-line, but then start just dialing one at a time and kind of get used to how it works. Um, that's kind of the best way to do it, to do single for a while and then jump up to double, and then you'll want to start doing triple line.
Our connection is good, except I turn it up all the way and I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
It's echoing on my end,
Hmm.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Let me think. Like there's so many good things, right? So like GeoLeads Plus, 7,500 property owners of your choice with email addresses. So many things you can do with that.
Right.
You've got for rent by owners right now, I think are really incredible.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, maybe let's see, am I still echoing? Maybe turn it back down just a tad,
Okay.
just so it's not echoing.
Is that better?
Yeah. No, it's still
Okay.
echoing, but it's lower. But anyway, then
So
you've got
is
go
there a
ahead.
package deal that's better for me to sign up on for like, to get all this plus the Red X discount and all that? Or do you
Depends
just,
on what all you want to get. I mean, they have geo leads, expired for rent by owners, for sale by owners, pre-foreclosures, they got all that stuff. And then they've got social media stuff. So now they have ad builder. So ad builder, it will literally inside the platform, you can do ads on Instagram and Facebook, and they're going to add TikTok and Snapchat and Pinterest. It's literally $50 a month, and you can literally design all of your ads right there within the RedX platform.
hmm,
If you
mhm.
want to run social media ads, it really makes things super simple. But you can also, with Ad Builder, you can run ads directly to the people that are in your RedX database. So if you've been getting 7,500 property owners a month for a while, or you have like 10 years worth of expireds, you can literally run ads directly to those prospects,
Mhm.
on social media through Ad Builder, right? And then they have Brand Builder where they'll edit your videos for you and stuff. So like
Yeah,
they've
I know there's
actually
lots of options. I just
yeah.
wondered because I kind of want to start with one thing, like maybe expireds and in the Fsbos and the geo leads. So if I were to just do those three and get going on it, I think that would be probably enough for starters.
Yeah, plenty for starters.
And is the power dialer something different from the um
Yeah, the power dialer is kind of like a single line dialer, and it's a little slower because you actually have to, go through each prospect and click. But the multi-line dialer, that's where you can dial, more than one at a time. But with the
yeah.
multi-line dialer, you can dial one at a time. Dialing single line on multi-line is faster than the power dialer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I started already with the single dial,
Mhm.
just to kind of get used to it because I've never done this.
Yeah.
And then I thought I'd, add, the multi-line later. So
That's good. That's good. So yeah,
so should
guys,
I go through you to get these extra things or should I call Red
yeah, you can
X?
click on the link in the description, or you can just call them and tell them my name.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I've already talked to him and then I found out about this cyber deal. So I thought, okay, I
yeah,
better get in on that.
yeah, yeah, just go through my link, or call them or whatever. But yeah, even if you're an existing customer, if you add, products, Redux products that you don't have, it applies.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Good to see you. And let me know what I could do to help.
Thank you so much. Yes, I was wondering how to get a hold of you because I don't really do Instagram, although I guess
Mhm.
I need to start. But if I want to
Yeah,
message you, what's the easiest way to do that?
you can email me,
Just
Ricky
email it.
at,
Okay.
yeah, Ricky at zero2diamond.com.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you're going to have lots of questions, so I'll get off the line here for you.
Yeah. No, good to see you.
Thank you.
John.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you? How are you? Good seeing you at
Good,
EXPCon
man.
in October.
What's up?
I said it was good seeing you at EXPCon in October.
Yeah. Had a blast.
Yeah, good times.
What's new, bro?
Not much. Ramping up for next year, and so my question for you was kind of what is your go-to-market strategy with everything kind of shifting? And I'm in the Raleigh market, which is a pretty good market over here.
Mm. Go to market strategy? What do you mean?
Like as far as are you changing any marketing strategies?
No, dude, listen, it's all the same stuff, man. Listen, you need to be reading and paying attention, watching your MLS, looking at your month over month, inventory levels, prices, pending, stuff like that, paying attention to it, but working like nothing's happening. The game plan never changes, bro. It's go out there, build the largest brand in your market, make sure everyone knows who you are, a weekly email on every single week, every single day, the same day of the week forever, to your entire database, social media, it never changes. You know what I mean? And honestly, like with the market right this second, I tell you what's happening, bro. Like with 2008 and that movie, The Big Short, coming out,
Yeah.
like everybody wants to be the next Kyle Bass. So like nobody saw 2008 coming except for him, basically. And like now he's deemed as a genius. And so now everybody wants to be a genius. So they're basically doing videos and blogs and everything else saying market crash, market crash, market crash. Like even though like with just the slightest signs of like this shift, worse than 2008 and stuff like that. They're just trying to put content out there so they can go back later. If it crashes, they can say, oh, I predicted that, I'm a genius. You know what I mean? Like, but when you look at the data, like the worst is like I feel like prices are at their lowest right now, honestly. I think it's going to level out right here, as interest rates have peaked. And we're kind of in the slow time of year anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think next year is going to be a nice little reset. And but dude, this year, average year transactions, right? Historically, 25 billion more dollars worth of commissions for agents. Next year is going to be absolutely amazing because we're basically at the bottom of prices and we're going to have maybe around the same amount of transactions, I think. You know what I mean? So, dude, and also the banks, they learned such a good lesson in 2008. Like, there's one reason why this crash isn't going to be like so bad and everything is because there's so many people are anticipating the crash, right? And so they're preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. There's so much cash on the sideline right now, right? In 2008, nobody had cash.
Yep.
Now there's so much cash because people are so scared of what happened in 2008. They're over preparing for like a really bad crash. And all that cash on the sideline, if like prices and stock market really did go down quite a bit, there's so much cash sitting there waiting to buy those properties and those companies that there's so much cushion, right? And like I read an article yesterday, America owes 42% of the total equity in the country. It's like a 12-year low as far as how much we owe compared to how much equity we have. It's insane, like how fundamentally sound and concrete the market is right this second. And like the future prospects of 2023, 4, 5, 6 are incredible. So, I mean, like, to get back to your question, man, like the game plan doesn't change.
Now, what do you see do you work with investors? Do you see them buying more now since, prices are dropping or it's, kind of evening itself out?
Heck yeah, dude. Investors are like, they're making lowball offers on stuff, trying to see what sellers are actually motivated to let go of stuff. Yeah, right now is a good time, especially if you're a long-term holder. But like for the people that flip, like we did go through this little moment where we didn't really know 100% what something was worth, right?
Yep.
Like prices were dropping so fast, you couldn't go by the comp that closed last week because that went under contract 45 days ago when the market was different. Like you don't know what stuff's worth, but we're getting to where the prices are starting to settle out. It's still there's still a little uncertainty on exactly where prices stand right this second. And if they're going to go down another 1% or something like that. But for the flippers, it's just like really buy things as cheap as you can. Like I've got 5 flips happening right now. I just bought a commercial building too. I bought 5 flips. I got a commercial building I just bought and rented out, and I just put a piece of property under contract to build 92 units. So now is I think now is like the best time you'll see over the next 10 years.
What do you? So you said you started development. I have 3 developments underway. One's like 178 units. How do you feel about new construction versus the resale market? Coming up.
It's going to be incredible because the the builders have backed off like more than 20%. Like the number's 20%, but the number's higher than that. Like they've backed off more than 20%. They're fixing to back off even more because they're even more of a lag business than we are as real estate agents. It's like they're more of a lag than the normal market because it takes them 6 months to build. So like their real ugliness in terms of like earnings hasn't even hit yet. And they're going to pull back. I just to answer your question, inventory, right?
Yeah.
Inventory. I think building new construction is plus construction costs have come down now. Things are really settling out and really favoring like honestly, like the smaller builders. It's kind of like this, like the big mortgage companies that went out and hired so many people to handle all the refis during the refi boom, and now they're all crashing and burning because they overstaffed, and now they're just like their expenses are so high that they literally have crashed and burned. Same thing with these big builders. They ramped up building so much to take care of that, that surge. And now things have pulled back so much, they're just like sucking wind. Like right now is incredible for like the small guys to come in that didn't over leverage, that didn't over hire,
borrow.
You know what I mean? Like guys like me and you who are out here just developing one property. Construction costs are down, prices are leveling out, inventory is nothing. No, dude.
Are you seeing? So in my area, what I see is, I try and have clients go to new construction because what I'm seeing is by the time they're done, they're still getting that instant equity. Even like in 2020, 2021, they're getting in this area close to $60,000-$70,000 equity. Not as high now, but still, after the 6-7 months of build time, you're going to still see that appreciation, in your new construction. Are you seeing that?
Everything needs to be kind of looked at on a long-term basis, like anything you build right now, you're going to have equity, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to be 60,000 or 20,000? Whatever, unless you're going to sell that property, it doesn't matter. I bought my house for 1.2. It was worth like 1.6 or 7 at the peak of all this stuff, but I didn't care how much it was worth because I don't plan on selling it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, unless you're a builder, like a spec builder, you're building homes to sell them. Well, hell, at that point, you're making money as the general contractor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
everyone's making money.
Yeah, the equity on top of that is for either you if you're the builder, and that's just a bonus if you get equity on top of what you were going to charge as the contractor anyway. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a pretty like I want somebody to come on here and tell me something negative that makes sense.
What are you seeing with like iBuyers, like Open Door? How are you treating those guys? I see, like, because again in my area, they're taking a beating, right? You can get a deal for maybe 50 grand.
Honestly, I don't see how they're gonna make it.
Same.
Like they couldn't make money when things were like incredible, like abnormally incredible. And now of course that third quarter $1 billion hit they took, it kind of like you kind of wonder with all that stuff, like could they be profitable? Like if they just snapped a finger, are they just reporting a loss because they don't want to pay taxes? Is there actually money there somehow and they're just paying somebody? I don't know all that stuff, but I know that now they're actually selling houses for actual loss in terms of contract price of bought, contract price of sold.
Oh yeah.
Like they were selling things for more than what they were selling, but still taking a loss because of the expenses that took in remodeling and carrying, carrying costs and then closing costs. They were losing money even when they were selling for more than they bought, but now they're actually selling for less than they bought, But again, when we were talking about flippers earlier, like if we don't know what prices are, like as soon as prices level out and we're like, okay, this is prices. Now we know exactly what we got to buy something for because we know exactly what we can sell something for. Right now, it's still a little unclear on what things are actually worth.
So that being said, how do you? Because I was actually thinking about this last week. How are you adjusting for like when you do a comp, right? So you're like you know, comparing like say like 6 months
You
ago?
got to go as low as you can go because like I said, if you look at a comp from like last month, well, that went under contract 60 to 90 days ago.
Yep.
No, rates were like 5.5%. You can't go by on that comp. That comp, even if it closed last week, that's old news now.
Yeah. Who's got the new formula?
And so
Right?
and so what you have to do is you have to compile like a presentation, basically a way you're going to present this to the seller that looks like, okay, here's what the comps are. Okay, this closed in the last 2 weeks. This is what they were closing for 2 weeks before that. And so the trend is this, right? And then here's stuff that's on the market that's priced what you want it to be priced at, that's been sitting there for 62 days. I talked to the agent. They've had 3 showings and no offers, right? And so if you look at the trend of this and you take the data from the active listings and the pending listings, it paints a picture, of where that new price is, even though there's not a comp that shows that number. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and you still got sellers that are dreaming right now,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but it was a lot worse though, right? Like
Yeah.
sellers were dreaming a lot worse like months ago. Now sellers are, there's a lot more realistic sellers. There's a lot of sellers who would have put their property on the market at a really high price that aren't even putting their house on the market anymore because they know it's not going to sell and they don't have to sell. That's the other part of this. A lot of these sellers don't have to sell. Agents are like, well, what do? I reduce the price. I'm doing open houses. I'm doing all this stuff. And the seller won't come down anymore. It's like, well, go get other listings because that one's probably not going to sell because the seller doesn't have to sell. I don't even have to know the situation to know that if the seller says I'm not coming down anymore, and he knows that we're not getting offers and hardly any activity, but he says he's not coming down anymore, that means he doesn't want to sell. Like he doesn't need to sell. So we got to start like categorizing, a little bit. This person, has to sell. Here's the maybes. Here's the I will ifs.
All right,
Sound
final
good?
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
final question. So Red-X, what are like absolute must-haves in the your subscription?
Honestly, dude, the multi-line, GeoLeads Plus, expires. Go back 10 years worth of expires. Get every month, get 7,500 GeoLeads Plus. Even if you don't call them, stack them up in your database on Red-X for the exact subdivisions and property owners that you want, and then get Ad Builder. For $50, dude, Ad Builder, you can run ads, social media ads directly off the Red-X platform, and you can run ads directly to those. Like if you've had Red-X for 3 or 4 or 5 months, you got like 40,000 sellers. You're running ads directly to those owners. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And say like the tier for like Facebook ads is like, the reason why people get crappy leads from Facebook and quit is because they run surface ads to the general public with call to action on the first ad, right? And that's not how you do it. You run ads with no call to action, then you create an audience based on the engagement of that ad, and then you run call to action ads, right? You're filtering through that. You're getting through to the people that are actually engaging and then running call to action ads. Well, with this, you're already running ads only to those property owners. Every dollar is hitting a property owner, so you can run call to action ads day one.
Yeah, because it's already filtered.
Yep.
So no Fsbos, huh? You prefer expired?
I'm not big on Fsbos. I just never have been. I mean, like, that's just me. Like, I know a lot of people crush it with Fsbos. Like, go crush it with Fsbos. That's awesome. I like expireds, man. That's my favorite. Cause like, I'm like, hey, I saw your house was on the market. What happened with that? They tell me a story. I get they open up to me and I get to hear everything happening and get to know them and see what I could do to help them with anything, buying, selling. Most of my expires were buyers that bought stuff,
So they sold, but they still hadn't bought yet?
What's that?
They had sold and had not yet bought? Is that you said most of your expireds were buyers?
No. A lot of them expired. They didn't sell that property. They didn't really care to sell it, right? But as we
Oh,
start talking, I find they start telling me, hey, I really want to kind of buy this kind of property or that kind of property or whatever. And I end up selling them something. The thing is, bro, is I take every one of these situations, GeoLead, expires, for sale by owner, for rent by owner, pre-foreclosures. I use that property. I'm not trying to like list the expired. I'm trying to use that property as an excuse to get into a conversation, to get to
yep.
know them. I don't care nothing about listing the property.
It's
I
a
just want to
phone
see if
call.
I can like make a connection,
Mhm.
you know?
Gotcha. Well, hey, thanks for your time. I'll let you get to the next person. Appreciate you,
Good,
Ricky.
good chatting with you, bro. All right, guys. If you want to come on the live stream, I got some guys here on the in the backstage. If you want to come on, I tagged a comment on YouTube that has the link where you can come on to the live stream. We can chat it up for a second. Also, RedX is doing their Cyber Monday deals. Check that out. And the 2023 business planning session, December 5th, next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Amir.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I just wanted to give you quick thanks because back when I was in Greensboro, I actually was watching your videos. I was brand new, and I got about maybe 3 or 4 listings just in cold calling in about a month. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Just moved to West Palm Beach here with my
Okay.
dad, and I just wanted to know, like, if you were a new guy just starting off in a brand new area, just moved here yesterday, just been listening, what walk me through, what would you do? You know, just I know how to do RedX, and you know, just wanted to get some guidance and some words of encouragement.
Yeah, for sure, man. Are you doing it full time or is this part
Yeah,
time or what?
yeah,
Full
full
time?
time. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So like every day, of course, I would map out my day, right?
Okay.
And like I'm going for like straight domination. I'm not coming to partake, I'm coming to take over.
Correct.
And so the next thing is I'm going to figure out who the top producers are in the market. Like who's the top like 50 agents in the market, right? I want to know that. And I'm going to call all those agents. I'm going to go see those agents. I'm going to show up at those agents' house. I'm going to pop up at their lunch. I'm going to say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Amir, right? I'm the one that's been calling and texting you. You got a second?" So I'm going to try to have coffee. I'm going to try to have lunch. I'm going to try to hang out with these really high producers, the guys that are at the top of the market. I want to get around those guys and see kind of like what their energy is, like how they talk, like how they're dressing, what they got going on. I'm going to study them on MLS. I'm going to see how many active listings they got, how many active pendings they got, how many listings they're picking up per month, what type of properties they're picking up, how much volume they're doing per month and per year. Right. I'm gonna look at all that stuff because I really want to try to figure out, because Amir, I'm trying to be number one in the market.
Right.
So I got to know what the number one in the market's doing before I can create a game plan around, because I don't know what I'm shooting for yet.
Right.
Unless I do that research, and then I'm going to go see these people. I want to talk to them. Right. So that's real important to me. But outside of that, I'm going to study MLS every day in terms of, oh, I'm sorry, I said the 5th. It's the 9th, December 9th. I'm sorry, the 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern for the 2023 business planning. Make sure you guys are registered for that. There's a link in the description.
Gotcha.
Where was that? Oh, I'm going to study MLS every day, the hot sheet. I'm going to know every active listing, pending listing, expired, closed, cancel. I'm going to know all that stuff the day that it hits. Like, and I'm not trying to memorize it. I'm genuinely curious. Like I'm looking at it and like stuff, properties are going to step out to me. And then it's going to make me want to click and like understand, okay, well, let me see the pictures, you know, like who's the agent, you know, stuff like that. When it's pending, I'm like, oh, how long did it take to go under? I'm going to see it go active and I'll see it go pending next week. You're going to like automatically be like an expert on the market within like a matter of weeks, just studying MLS.
Right.
You're going to subconsciously be an expert on the market. And so like, I'm going to know my market. I'm going to study my market. I'm going to stay on top of my market. I'm going to know who the players are in the market. I'm going to talk to the players. And then I'm going to make calls all morning, and I'm going to do social media and all my marketing stuff all afternoon.
Okay.
Right. And so all my calls is going to be whatever. I'm going to diversify every day. One day circle prospecting, one day social media leads, one day expires, one day sphere of influence, one day I'm going to mix it up. on Friday, every Friday is going to be my follow-up day to make sure I'm following up with every single last possible situation I have so that I can go into the weekend knowing that I took care of everybody and I can sleep well at night knowing that everybody's taken care of for the week. I can go home, I can kind of chill, I can go show property, I can make calls, I can do whatever I want. I can continue on if I want to, but I don't have to. That's all your decision of what you do, on your off time or whatever. But that's what I would do, and then I would crush social media. Like I would literally DM every single person that lives in West Palm Beach, every one of them.
Okay.
Right. I would DM every single one of them. I would like all their stories. I would like all their posts. I would comment on all their posts. I would follow every single one of them. And I would use social media as a way to infiltrate, like literally get in there and see if I can spark some conversations that lead to something.
For anybody, people I do know, people I don't know, just
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody.
You want to use it to try to create new relationships. And I want to post. I'm going to post a couple times a day.
Okay.
And,
Gotcha.
and that's what you're going to be doing in the afternoon. Create some videos. You made your calls. You crushed it in the morning. You crushed it in the morning. So what you do from lunch on, because you make calls all morning, is extra credit.
Okay.
That's bonus money. So you can spend your time on an hour or so, like making a couple videos and doing a little research and DMing a few people and working on your weekly email and your handwritten letters or whatever you want to do.
Makes sense. Makes sense. When are you coming down back to Florida to do any trainings or anything like that? Do you have anything set up?
I'm working on some stuff. Yeah, I'll be down there next year
Okay.
at some point. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing like all day workshop type situation.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I didn't know if you had. I know we had that hurricane coming up before. You were supposed to come down Orlando.
I was gonna go to Orlando. I'm still planning on Orlando. We're still trying to get it all put together, but late January.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'm back in Orlando.
Those 0 to diamond scripts that you had up back in the day, are they still accessible anywhere?
They're right there on the 60-day challenge and the second lesson of the 60 days. But I'm revamping the entire ZTD.
Right.
Not really revamping. I'm just adding some stuff and upgrading and stuff like that. Getting stuff up to date. But I'm going to add like a course that just is called like Ricky Scripts. That way it's easy to find and get to and boom.
Right.
So I'm going to create a couple new courses.
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, you've been a great help. I'm going to hop on every time I see you on, brother. And again, thank you just for spreading the knowledge.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. See you soon. Have a blessed day, brother.
Yes, sir. Guys, Instagram, what's up? I'm over here on YouTube. If you want to come on to the live stream and chat it up, just go to YouTube. There's a pinned comment for a link that you can come on to the live stream. And if you guys want to come on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever, come over to YouTube and grab that link and come on and let's chat it up for a second. Let's see, is Harry there?
What's up, Ricky?
Hey, bud.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had to unplug my microphone. So there's a certain area that I'm trying to dominate. What do you think about using the single dialer instead of the triple?
Doesn't matter either way.
Okay, because I found that like when I was using the triple, they would answer, they'd get the message, I'd call them back, and then they wouldn't answer.
That's okay. You're giving up a little bit of quality for quantity in that scenario.
Okay.
So, it's kind of like, the thing that makes it efficient is that like not everyone is going to, but let me put this in the comments. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Join the live. Boom. It's pretty rare. Like when you think about the numbers of when you're dialing 3 people, if 2 people answer, because most like, you've got your bad numbers, you got the people that don't answer, right? And stuff like that. So we have a 10% pickup rate. Like that's what I've seen across the board, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of market and all this stuff. So you got 10% pickup rate. So statistically speaking, it's kind of rare. Like it's only going to happen like maybe like 5 or 6 times within an hour,
Okay.
where you have two people answer at the same time, where one of them gets that pre-recorded message and then it calls them back, and then maybe like one or two of the six will actually answer that next call. Um, right. So you think about that. Okay, you lost four of them right there, but look how many more you gained because you're doing the triple line. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's this balance between quantity and quality, that we all have to kind of like toe, and we have to do what, it's a personal preference based on like where your risk and reward is personally. You know what I mean? And like some people, they just do the single line. Um,
Yeah, I guess my question is, if I'm doing the single line, is it going to be a lot harder to get 10 emails a day?
oh, I don't know, Harry. It depends on how long you're calling, how many dials you make. You're definitely going to get them faster doing a triple line.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's calling three people at a time. And it's weeding through the people that don't answer and the bad numbers. So
Oh,
that's the power of like the triple line. Because a lot of people are like, oh, nobody's picking up. Well, you're hand dialing or using a single line. So you're just sitting there for each person as you're waiting on them to answer versus calling three at once. And when you call three at once, it's kind of like you're never not on a call. Like it just zooms right to the next person that answers. It just gets you to the next contact,
yeah.
versus just sitting there and waiting, going through four that are, don't answer or whatever. And then the fifth one answers, and you're like, hey, with the triple line, you done power through those three that didn't answer, and boom, it got you right to the one that did,
Yeah. And then my other question is, like, obviously nobody knows the real number, but like if you had to guess, the number one person in my market, the thing I've been trying to figure out is, like, I know what they do, what they close, but like of all the people in the town, do they have are 10% in their database or 50% or 70%? What do you think?
What are you saying? Like how many people in the population are in the number one agent's databases?
Yeah, like is it 10%? Is it 50? Is it 70?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm sure it varies.
Like when you were number one, what percentage of your town was in your database?
I had 10,000 people, and we have, I don't know, 100,000 property. Well, more than that, 200,000 properties or something, 250. So 5%.
Okay. It's a lot less than I was expecting, but
You're worried about the wrong things, man, honestly.
okay.
You're trying to put like a calculation of this because you want to get to a certain result. And what you got to do is enjoy the process and know that you're going to do this for a couple decades.
You mean like in the business or just to get to that point?
It shouldn't matter. This is your life. You know what I mean? You're going to grind for the next couple decades.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like you're trying to get to the end result. Like, how do I get there? What do I have to do to get there? And so then it's over. But the thing is it's never going to be over.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like even when you get there to where you've amassed that database and now you're number one and stuff, you're still grinding your ever living face off. Because now you're servicing deals. Like now you've got so many people coming at you to buy and sell, and you're just full-time servicing clients,
Yeah.
which is a real grind. It's just as grindy as building the database. The grind's never going to end, never going to end. I'm on a live right now. Like, I mean, I'm grinding my face off as we speak. It's just never going to end.
Yeah, I get it. And then my other question for you is, like, eventually I want to like move to a different market. Would you put all the work in to become number one here first, or is that a bad strategy?
Well, it depends on, what the situation is, when you're gonna move, blah, blah, blah. But like the general advice I give everybody is to really crush it. See, like what every single agent that I've seen that's moved markets, it seems like it always takes them, no matter how great they are, right? They could be number one where they are and move to a new market. It still takes them 6 months to kind of get to that first deal in the new market most of the time, on average. It's really
Yeah.
been exactly 6 months. Every single person I've seen, it took them 6 months to get to a deal. Because, like trying to build it up, find the leads, and then finding someone, working with them for a month, getting that listing or getting that, starting to show property. And then finally you get something under contract within like, 4 to 5 months, right? And then 30 to 60 days to close. So my advice is like really go hard in the market that you're in so that you have some deals under contract when you leave that are going to be closing during that 6 months that you're transitioning. So you got some money coming in off those past deals, plus any other residual business that comes from that last market. Then you can turn around and have an agent that you want to refer that to, still making referral fees off that, unless you want to handle it yourself, right? While you're trying to get in there and really try to get your footing and some momentum going in the new market. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the way I like to try to lay it out. And then furthermore, when you're about 3 months out from moving, start really crushing social media in the new market, right? Searching the area, searching restaurants, searching places, searching people, and starting to follow, like, comment, DM, and really trying to like stir the pot and trying to get some connections going, in the new market 3 months out.
Okay. Did you ever get marked as spam when you were calling?
Yeah, I just use the burner app.
Oh, okay.
Just use the burner app. When the number comes up as spam, switch it to another number, keep switching it, and has it come up as spam.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool, bro. Hey, good to see you, man. Good questions.
Yeah, you too. In terms of moving markets, yeah. I mean, it's like a weird thing that I'm going back and forth with because it's like I wouldn't just do it just to do it. Like it's either I do it now or I become number one in my market and then I do it. It's like if I'm gonna do it, like I want to like say I was number one here first.
Mm-hmm. Saying you're number one really doesn't do much, man. It's all going to be in the tone of your voice. That's all they care about. They're going to be judging you within the first like 10 seconds of any conversation. And like if they have that feeling that you care about them and that you're a genuine person, they could care less what number you are.
Does that mean they don't care how many listings you have or how much business?
Exactly. They could care less. And it goes the other way. If they don't feel like you are genuine, it doesn't matter if you say you're number one. They don't want to do business with you. It's all communication,
Okay.
all of it. It's all about how calm, cool, collected, comfortable, confident that you are. That's what they want to hear. They don't care about your deals. They want to know kind of like how you operate in terms of, okay, maybe you aren't the highest producer, but I can tell by the way this person operates that they're going to get the job done. They're going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. You know what I mean? They have to feel that. If they don't feel that, it doesn't matter what your status is or how many deals you've done or or whatever your ranking is. And I'm speaking from experience. I learned this whenever I became number one. Nobody cared.
Really?
Yeah, nobody.
Like just saying you're number one didn't win sellers over?
No, absolutely not. It kind of sounds braggadocious.
Oh,
Yeah. It's who cares? The only person that cares about that's my mom.
I guess other realtors too, but I guess other than that, not really.
Other realtors don't care either. No one cares. And that's why like when I hit number one in 2014 for the state, I didn't even have social media accounts.
Interesting.
I didn't start social media till I'd started coaching, and that was in 2017. end of 2016, end of 2000 and 2017. I didn't even have social media accounts. I didn't have an Instagram, Facebook, nothing.
Yeah. And the only other thing I wanted to ask you is like the market I'm thinking about moving to is like LA, Beverly Hills. Do you
Mhm.
have people out there who are crushing it?
Yeah, hundreds.
Okay. The reason I ask is like I recently talked to like the number 3 agent in LA recently, and he told me it's like it's so cutthroat. 99% of people don't make it, blah, blah, blah.
That's the same anywhere. It's cutthroat anywhere, and 99% of people don't make it. No different.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
So
don't
don't let me scare that. Don't let that scare me away, is what you're saying.
exactly, man. It's the same in every market. You got to get in there. Listen, it's a race to who can who can create the most relationships the quickest. Who can build the largest brand and build the most influence in the market the fastest, right? And the way to do that is to be likable. If people like you, and then you can talk to enough people, right? And naturally, people, if they like you and you talk to enough people and you use your powers of, people liking you to, to have people like you and do that on a high frequency and a really, high quantity. And then you have something on the back end, like the weekly email to stay in touch with everyone, you know, that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
It goes back to this, bro. Like, would you rather have $10 million or 10 million friends?
Friends, because when they refer you, you're going to make a lot more than 10 million.
Exactly. So if that's the case, then why are we all chasing dollars and transactions? Why aren't we just focused on the real currency, which is people?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right this second for nothing, because I'm trying to help as many people as I can. I'm trying to create as many relationships with as many of you as possible, because that's currency. Joe,
Hey Ricky, how you doing? Thank
good,
you for
bro.
taking
How
my
you
call.
doing? Yeah, for
Not too
sure,
bad.
man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, hey Ricky, very new to the business. Just started literally 4 or 5 months ago.
You
And
started 4 or 5 months ago?
yes,
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of back noise. Sorry about that.
I don't hear it on my end.
Yes. So my question is to you, I right now I have a full-time job and I'm trying to get my spirit, built up. I'm actually in sales right now and started in sales like 5 years ago. So I'm comfortable in the position, but what is the best advice you have for me starting up?
Okay, so you're brand new, you're doing part-time, right? What's your hours?
Uh, I'm pretty much I work from home if I'm not traveling, so I put like 4 hours a day in the real estate right now.
4 hours a day if you're not traveling. So you have 4 hours a day to do real estate. What are the hours? What are they?
Uh, Pretty much throughout the day. I unless if I don't have a call, I go back into real estate.
Okay. Is there any way that you can actually create a routine, like I'm going to do real estate during these hours every day and it's 100% no distractions?
That would be really hard for me at this point.
Okay. What's your days off?
Weekends.
Okay, cool. So let's start there, right? Okay, so like Saturday, every Saturday is a solid call session. No negotiation.
Okay.
Solid call session every Saturday. That's like from like 9 to 12, like every Saturday, no matter what. And if you want to do 9 to 2, 9 to 3, whatever. It needs to
Okay.
be like a solid call session that's in stone. Nothing's going to prevent you from doing that ever. Okay?
All right.
That's
Is there
step
any
one.
Okay, that's step one. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
Go ahead. Is there any what?
Like you're showing this red X, is that something that is being
Where-
new is too much for me right now, or is that
Where are
something
you?
you look at? I'm in Venice, Florida, so Southwest Florida.
Okay. No, you need it right now.
Okay.
Get GeoLeads Plus,
And the
Expires Plus.
expires is the way you're talking.
Yeah, GeoLeads Plus, Expires Plus, and the multi-line dialer. That's like bare minimum, the must.
And multi-line.
Okay. Okay, so that like in that, and you definitely need the multi-line because you want to blow through since you're only making like one solid call session a week. Now throughout the week, you've got your training, like being a new agent, you got post license, you got MLS, you got contract, you got maybe some stuff with your broker, you got MLS training. Let's see, Nancy. The link is pinned at the top of YouTube. Let's see, maybe you're on the second YouTube channel or something. Go to my main YouTube channel, Nancy. Ricky Caruth, not Ricky Caruth, free real estate coach. Go to the other. Maybe that's what you're not seeing. Okay, so through the week, what we're going to do is we're going to start like really trying to crush those trainings in the beginning of your career that you got to get through, right? MLS, contract, post license, all that stuff, right? So, and then what we're going to do during the week is we're going to like, organize our database, right? So we need somewhere to put our contacts. So do you have a CRM?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's the one that comes with EXP.
KV Core?
Yes, KV Core.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So have you put people there yet?
Yes, I got about 60 of them in there right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, so like you've got 60 there now. Is that have you like depleted your like sphere to go there, or do you have more to go on like your sphere?
My personal sphere I have, and I guess I have a lot more, especially being in sales, as I said earlier, but I have to be very careful putting certain ones in right now until I get more comfortable in real estate where I can actually then make the full switch over.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can't just go out and send all my contact to those. So the ones that I can, I've already taken out and put into that.
Got it, man.
That
So
makes
this
sense.
is okay. So this is what else I would do, right? So I would make the Saturday call session mandatory. And then if you can squeeze more call sessions in during the week, like an hour here, an hour there, 2 hours here, those are bonuses. So the problem and the trap people get into is that they start making the call sessions throughout the week mandatory. And when they don't hit one because their other job or whatever, then they become down on themselves because they didn't hit their target for what they said they were going to do. Right. But if you do it my way, then you're making the Saturday call session mandatory. And then when you do, so let's look at both scenarios. If you said, I'm going to make an hour calls every day throughout the week and the calls on Saturdays, all these are mandatory. All right. An hour Monday through Friday, 3 hours on Saturday. Okay. Throughout the week, if you only got 3 of those 1 hour call sessions in, you're going to be like, oh man, I only got 3 out of 5, and you're going to feel down.
Right.
But if you do it my way, you actually hit you actually hit the 3 out of 5, which were all bonuses. So now in the same scenario, you feel like you've went above and beyond. See what I'm saying? So you're making a psychological play on making yourself feel incredible about what you accomplished versus feeling down on yourself. You know what I mean? So play
Yes.
that game, right? Mandatory on Saturdays, and then what you can do when you can do throughout the week. And then just grind, man. Just try to learn from as many people as you can. You heard what I told the guy that was moving to the other market in West Palm, with MLS and
Right.
studying MLS every day and stuff like that. That's really mandatory for somebody
And
like
actually,
you.
it's kind of funny you say that because the number one person around here lives in my development, and we pretty much talk every other day. And I've already went out with a bunch of different realtors from the area, that I know are in the top. So I've done that a little bit. So that's good advice. Thank you.
Yeah. And like when you're looking at MLS every day and you're watching the hot sheet and active, pendings, close, you become a market expert in literally like a week or two. And then you continue feeding your mind of those breaking news. Yeah, because this is breaking news. When a new listing hits MLS, it's like breaking news. Right. And also you become like, people view you as an expert because now if you take a listing that was just hit the market this morning and you blast it out to your database and you're like, and they saw that listing by you first. Like when a listing hits MLS, it takes like a day or two to hit Zillow, right? And so if they're getting the listing from you first, within that first like 24 hours before it's even on Zillow, they're gonna be like, damn, Joe is on top of his game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Excellent.
know. Let's see. My pin post has the wrong date. Let me look. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, I thank you for all the advice. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I jump on a lot of your calls, so I thank you again for everything you do and appreciate
Yeah.
all your time.
No, absolutely, man. Hey, stay in touch with me and let me know. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have the wrong one there. 9th. I'm sorry, guys. It's the 9th. Hey, stay in touch with me, man. Do we chat on Instagram and stuff?
I haven't started doing the Instagram. I'm a little old
Okay.
school on that, so I got to get a little bit better, but I absolutely will.
Have we chatted at all though on any of
Not to this point. No.
This is our first interaction?
Pretty much, yes.
Cool. Well, good to meet you, man. I'm excited to hear how, please stay in touch with me and let me know how everything is going.
I will do. Thank you, Ricky. Have a wonderful
bro.
day.
Yeah, man, you too.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Hey, I got a couple people backstage. If you want to come live, I'm just going to be here until you guys stop coming live. Stop wanting to come on, but definitely there's a link at the top of my main YouTube channel where you can come live right here, chat it up, ask questions, whatever you want to ask me about the market, about your business, about the Red X Cyber Monday stuff, whatever I can help you with. So, hey Zeus, jump me in this call. Yeah, there's a link at the top on my main channel. Just hit the link and I'll bring you in. All right, let's see. Cassie and Nancy. Hey,
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
I'm
Can you
getting
hear me, Cassie?
back, but I don't know. Yeah. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys chat for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Just get to know each other, It's cool.
Hey, Nancy, where are you located? I can't hear you. Technical. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida. Oh, nice. I'm having issues with this thing. Oh, now you can hear me.
I think you have some reverb.
What's that?
I think you have some reverb. Like
I know. And
your
I don't know why.
speakers coming through the microphone.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get out and come back in and see if that fixes it. So let Ricky know. I didn't bail. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm back. Did you guys get acquainted?
Mine's screwed up. I'm going to get out and get back in.
Oh, could you not hear her, Nancy, or something?
It's like a delay.
It's like on a loop.
Okay, so who's leaving?
Nancy.
I'll be right back.
Oh, Nancy's leaving. Okay, cool.
I'll get back in.
Okay, we'll see you in a minute. Cassie, how you doing?
Hi.
Good to see you.
Unless it's me. Good. I hope yeah, thank you. I saw you at the Golden Nugget. And
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, good. Yeah, that was fun.
So apparently it's me with the reverb.
I don't really hear it on my end. I think it's more so on your end. You guys can put in the comments if you hear it. I don't think anybody's hearing it except for you. So you could probably turn it down a little bit, to where you can barely hear it or something. I don't know. Is it echoing now, right this second? Oh, okay. Definitely something on your end. but I don't think anybody here hears it. So if you can just deal with it yourself, I think you'll be fine.
Hang on. Hey, Ricky, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Okay.
I had somebody, thank you. Whoever said that on the comments, I had to close out YouTube because what was happening is I was
Okay. Yeah.
on StreamYard and then it was
Right.
echoing through YouTube. So it was like on a loop. So I'm sorry because I think Nancy thought it was on her end and apparently it was
That's
on mine
okay.
unless it was on both
She's
of
back
ours.
in, so I'll bring her on next.
So I really love video, and oddly, because I've got all these technical difficulties apparently, but I really love video, and I'm trying to, and I've been watching a few of your things on Instagram. I'm not typically on Instagram. I'm more of a Facebook person. It's probably my age, but
Okay.
anyway, but I guess I really want to do a lot with like social media and video and YouTube and things like that and StreamYard. But the thing is that I guess I keep getting overwhelmed with all the options and like what do I post, and then like thinking of content, especially for the shorter videos.
Yeah.
I do a lot of like lives that are like where I'm talking on a topic for a while, like just onto Facebook.
Yeah.
But I really want to do more, and with the reels and the YouTube shorts and things like that. But I guess it's just like hard to I haven't been able to put a plan together because there's so many options.
What do you mean so many options?
Like, do you focus more on YouTube or Instagram? Do you just do one video and post it to all the places? And then like I said, particularly with the short videos, I have a hard time coming up with like topics to talk about in a short period of time.
Yeah. So it's really something you kind of build into, you know. You gotta realize, like, I've been putting out content for 6 years now, and this is kind of like what it has turned into. And it's like I'm still like, so I'm constantly tweaking what I'm doing. I'm coming up with new strategies, new formats and styles. You have to, right? You have to continue like evolving as you go. So you just have to start somewhere. So you say you're doing good on Facebook, right? And so if you have Facebook down where you feel pretty good about the momentum and how everything's growing and what the engagement is, and you're connecting with people and stuff, and you've got that down pretty well, then you can kind of focus the energy from like trying to like figure out Facebook because you figured it out, and then move over to Instagram. And now you got Facebook going where you don't have to really put in a lot of effort to keep the momentum going because you've spent so much time there trying to figure it out. Now you can move over to Instagram and like start trying to figure that platform out. And then once you get that platform, in a good place, then you can add another platform, you know what I mean? And you kind of keep going. Now, what I'm doing is I'm posting 5 times a day on Instagram. And with Instagram, the algorithm is kind of set up that way where like not everybody's looking at Instagram all throughout the day.
Right.
Like, some people are, some people aren't. Some people are looking at certain times. Some people are looking once every other day at random times. And so when you post 5 times a day, then you're literally hitting every single person, because when they open their phone, if you posted like 4 hours ago, chances are they're not going to see it because Instagram's going to show you more recent content, unless your 4 hour ago post was like kind of went viral or something. But if you posted, within the same hour, let's say that they're looking, there's a chance they might see it. So if you're not posting consistently, then you got a big part of your audience who aren't even seeing your content just based on the fact that you're not posting all day long and they're looking at their phone whenever you may not be posting. That's why I feel like 5 times is such a crucial number for Instagram. With YouTube, it's different, right? It's, you could post once a month. If it's fire, it's going to go viral and it's going to get 2 million views. It doesn't matter on Instagram. I mean, on YouTube. But you have to have some kind of consistency, whether it's once a week on every Friday
Mhm.
or whatever. What I'm doing on YouTube is I'm doing like 2 like long form videos, where I'm trying to teach something or educate or market update, and then I'm doing a short, at least I'm posting on YouTube now every day. Whether, if I
Mhm.
don't have a long form video, then I'm going to post a short, right? And if I have a long form video, that'll be the video of the day. But this is my groove. So you have to kind of get into your groove, and it just takes time to build that foundation and kind of continue the journey. Like I got a long way to go. Like I'm nowhere near, like it's constant motion.
So do you think at least in the beginning when I'm kind of getting the momentum, like quantity over quality, like it'd
I
be
don't
better if
know.
it was something than to
I don't necessarily think so. I think I don't think so. I think right now I think you should focus on as high quality as you can. You
Mhm.
know, I think it's okay to post less in the beginning stages, higher
Mhm.
quality. And then as you build up and learn the algorithms and learn what your audience likes and doesn't like, then you can start ramping up the volume,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, like I was posting whatever, whenever,
Mhm.
and it got me to the 200,000 followers, but I was stuck there for like a year and a half. It didn't
Right.
really grow. I was growing, I was gaining, I was losing as much as I was gaining for like a year. And I was like, this isn't working. So I literally quit posting and I did research. I talked to Meta, I talked to other social media guys. Like I did a lot of due diligence to try to figure out, okay, what is like the algorithm? Like, how can I really tap in now? Like in the last 60 days, I've picked up like 8,000 new followers on Instagram, just from simply posting 5 times a day and really working it like it's a job. And I think that's the problem. I wasn't treating it like a job. I was just putting out whatever, whenever, and I was just kind of like whatever. And it got me where I was, but it wasn't going to get me where I wanted to go,
Right.
you know.
Right. That makes sense.
So yeah, it's just something you just have to start. YouTube Shorts only let you do 60 seconds.
Mhm.
You know, Reels will let you do 90. TikTok will let you go longer. So, but if you want to create content that you can put on Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, it's got to be 60 seconds or less so that you can post it on YouTube Shorts. Otherwise, YouTube will cut you off after a minute. So you got to keep, it's good to try, I think, good to try to keep it under a minute. Um,
Right.
and then that way you can post it everywhere. There's a question, am I posting the 5 times a day? I'm actually physically posting. So this will really blow you guys' mind. So like every single post I post, and every single post I'm writing the caption, and I'm also answering all of the comments myself and also all the DMs. I have 0 people working on the back end of Instagram. I have people editing the videos, but as far as posting, commenting, responding, posting the stories, posting the posts, all that stuff is all me.
Mhm. That's
hmm
amazing.
hmm Well, like I say, I'm treating it like it's a job.
Right.
This is my job, is to put out content, to create, and try to build as much influence as possible. And the same thing goes for real estate agents in the market. But you got to kind of start small, baby step your way into it, learn as you go. You'll get better and better. But as far as like what to post, um, watch other agents, that are crushing it on social and see kind of what they're posting, and then kind of start to kind of do the same thing, but put your spin on it. And then you'll eventually kind of create your own, um, kind of your own style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and that's what I have I was thinking is maybe if I could find some people particularly on Instagram because I think I want to make that my next focus who are really, doing it and then kind of start getting some inspiration from them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it, Ricky. Thank you so much.
No, just keep pushing along, and just know that it's a long journey. Like you're not just gonna just all of a sudden just be creating incredible content that's gonna really hit. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
like on Instagram, I'll have videos that have like 100 likes, and then I'll have some that are like 3,000 likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a volume game, and also it's a trust game, right? So when people see you consistently, it's just like the weekly email. When they see you consistently, they start to build trust, and then the more
Right.
consistent they see you, the more trust is built, you know? So it's important. Let me know what I can do to help.
Thank you so much, Ricky.
Have a good day.
You too.
Paula.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Hello,
Hey,
Paula.
Ricky. Hey, how are you?
You are live.
Okay, let me put my cam on. There we go. So I have a couple questions for you. Do you have a twin? How do you get all this work done?
I wish. That'd be nice.
Okay, so a couple quick questions and then one might take a while. The challenge that's being updated, do you have any date in mind or
The
quarter?
challenge, the 60 days. So I'm going to
Yeah,
release
yeah.
everything at the 2023 business planning session
Okay.
on December 9th. So
Okay.
that'll be kind of where I just release everything, and it'll be you guys is to go through and start, on the 1st of the year.
Okay. So you were talking about algorithms. Is there anything that you could tell us that might help boost our social media, or is it, if it's complex, can you send something out?
It depends on what platform, right? So each platform has a different algorithmic process. And so like I'm putting together like at some point next year, I'm gonna start doing like massive workshops to literally teach people how I built zero to diamond.
Awesome.
Um, like from top to bottom, like every social media platform, the free course, writing the book, everything, the whole thing, how I've done this entire thing. So I'm gonna start teaching on this. But it just depends on what platform you're talking about and what you're trying to accomplish. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So do you
All
know
right.
that?
I do mostly on Facebook.
Facebook's pretty easy. Posting to your profile with your friends, your actual personal profile, that's really great, those are people that have friended you, you friended them back and stuff like that. That's a really strong influence you have there. With posting there, you can, like, real estate agents, literally, you can have 5,000 friends, plus people can follow your profile. Like,
Mhm.
you can do so much, within your local market, just on your personal profile, friending your clients and, engaging with people through your personal profile. It's huge. You got to have the Facebook page, the business page to actually run ads and to do stuff. So you need that too.
Right.
And you want to post stuff there, but man, people are sleeping on the profile itself.
Okay. So do you post business stuff on your personal page?
Do what?
Do you post business things on your personal page from
Yeah.
time to time? You do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it should be the 80-20 rule, 20% business in your personal, 20% personal in your business.
Okay. Sounds
Hmm.
good. So here's my real challenge. My pipeline is full of buyers and no
Okay.
listings.
Okay.
I'd say 90%, maybe a little higher, are already pre-approved.
Uh-huh.
Um, so they want to know, like they're waiting, and so are sellers. So like when I call, so just kind of broadening that, when I make my phone calls, whether they're buyers or sellers, they want to ask me, or they do ask me, when's a good time to buy or sell. And I
Okay.
know what you were saying about the market, knowing the market stats, but I'm afraid to say anything because it's changing so quickly.
I mean, it's a good time to buy like it's always a good time to buy and sell. It's never a bad time.
Because we know the market of the moment.
Well, I mean, like if they say when's a good time to buy or sell, then you want to ask them, well, when do you want to buy or sell?
Hmm.
Right? And then they're like, well, next month. Okay, great. Well, that's a good time. See, it all depends on when they want to or need to buy or sell. That's when the best time is. The market should never try to be timed. It's like people right now. There's a lot of people right this second who think prices are going to crash. So they're waiting for prices to crash. I don't believe it's going to happen. I think we're down about as low as we're going to go right this second. I think we're down about as low as we're going to go. And so people that are sitting around waiting, and listen, waiting's not bad either, because it's not just going to go to the moon tomorrow, right? It's going to level out for quite a bit and then really slowly increase. We're going to be back to a normal, slowly increasing market for a long time. So it's not horrible to wait and see if prices do dip down a little more, but what's the point of that, especially if there's a house in front of you that you love? You're going to miss out on the opportunity to get this house that you love, thinking prices may come down, and they go down 1% more, and you lost the house that you love. You know what I mean? So it comes back to, when do you want to buy? When do you want to sell? Do you see this house that you really love? Are you tired of where you are? Do you want to take money off the table? So it comes back more to like what they want versus what's the best timing in the market.
Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
easy. Thanks, Paula.
All right. See ya.
Yeah. Nancy,
Hi.
how you doing?
I went on my phone because I could keep hearing everybody being off, so I just went on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I help you with?
Well, I have I'm getting the dialer today.
Okay.
I've been doing it by hand, but like when somebody, like when one of the robocalls calls you and you hear that little noise when they first get on, I just hang up. If it's a real person, I'll talk to them. But if it's a robot, I just hang up. So when you're using the dialer, whether it's single or multi, what do they hear when you
They
call
don't hear
them?
anything. It sounds like a regular call.
Okay. That was what I was worried about, because I didn't want people to
There's no weirdness.
anything.
Yeah, there's no weirdness. It just sounds like a regular call.
Whether it's a single or multi.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same either way.
Okay. Well, that was my main concern. I just didn't want people to assume I was going to be a robot or something.
Now where it gets sticky is if you hesitate. If they answer and you're like, oh, and you're trying to find their name, you should be looking at their name before they pick up. And you should be thinking, okay, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson. They pick up, you're like, hey, Mr. Johnson. They're like, hello. You're like, hey, is this Mr. Johnson? Really quick, right? The awkwardness is going to come from you if you kind of like caught off guard that they answered, and now you're trying to figure out who they are, figure all that stuff out. Like, you can see who it is while it's dialing, and you can kind of be prepared, and you kind of got to get in the zone a little bit, right? And that's the thing I love about the dialer. It makes you get in the zone. If you're hand dialing, you're just kind of like lollygagging, and you're kind of looking at information, you're doing the whatever. But when you've got like three calls going on at once, you're just zoning. You're looking at all three of those names, like who's going to pick up, what their names are, what properties they have, so on and so forth. So that's what I love about the dialer. It really locks you in and keeps you focused, throughout.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, I'll be there Friday. So
next Friday to the business planning. Oh no, this Friday, Mom.
This Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. It'll be fun. Okay.
All right, we'll see you then.
I want to work on the emails too. Can you give me some tips on what you do then?
Like the weekly emails? Have you went through my training on it? Okay. That might be the first thing, is go to Zero to Diamond, go to the 60-day course, and then just go down to the start your weekly email or design your weekly email.
Okay.
And like just kind of go through that training module there.
Okay.
It really has like weekly email ideas. I create an email right in front of you. It really has a good, and then go through that and then get back to me with questions.
Okay.
From there, see if that answers everything. If not, I'm happy to sit on a Zoom call with you and help you put it together.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here, guys. Ben.
Ricky, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Great catching you in Vegas. As always, grateful for you, all the content, all the information you put out. One of the question I had was, it seems like mixing in a little bit of conversation around real estate investing, talking about, rentals and things like that. what can you kind of about the importance of diversifying your retail business with the kind of real estate investment business and working retailing investors that looks like?
Like, hold on a second. I'm listening.
No, it's all good.
Just had up. Oh shoot, what happened there? Okay. All right. Let's see. What are you asking exactly? Like diversifying what?
So, well, no, just diversifying and kind of wrapping in real estate investing, working with investors, and then working with the retail market, just kind of hedge
Oh,
or to be able to work both places. So as we go through kind of a slower, kind of the slower season during the year, because I know working with investors, typically they're buying more often than the retail markets. Just kind of wanted to get your take on, what that looks like to balance the two or work with one or the other or both.
got you. So you're asking like how to kind of balance like your investor clients as a real estate agent versus like retail clients as a real estate agent, right?
Yeah. And the importance of working both. And yeah, so kind of finding that balance between the two.
It's all about finding your niche. When I was coming up, I had the luxury of working in this beach market, right?
Mm.
Where it's the real like gray area between like end user retail owners versus investors, because like they would come down to the beach and like 50% of the reason why they're buying is for investment reasons. They're going to rent this condo out, they're hoping it's worth more later. But then the other 50% of the reason they're buying it is to have somewhere really nice to come with their family. So it was really cool that the market that I'm in with the type of purchasers, because they're kind of like 50% investors, right? They're looking at it from like a like the income, versus appreciation and tax deduction point of view. But then there's also this emotional side to the purchase, because this is where they're going to come with their family to create memories with their kids and all that stuff, right? And then you get into the people that buy condos strictly for investments who are never having plans on ever visiting the condo whatsoever, and renting it out and then reselling it later on down the line, which I've done many times, by the way. And so it is really interesting to think about the dynamic there, that I'm literally like working like investment slash retail. And so there's this cold number side to every equation, every transaction, and the emotional. We really want this to every transaction. It's really cool. And so I have that luxury now. For you, you really have to figure out what your niche is. Like that was my niche. Like I really enjoyed that. It's like, do you love working with investors and retail guys? Do you love working both, angles? See, then this becomes more of a personal preference slash customized around specific agents and what what they love. And so it's not like a cookie cutter general answer, because some people may really hate working with investors, some people really may hate working with retail, and vice versa. So I think that like if you love working both, you know what I mean, then you work both. But in terms of like how to do it and how to balance it, I don't think there's much difference there, because like we have our active buyer and seller list of people that might do stuff with us over the next 60, 90, 180 days. On that list, one guy may be a investor, and the next person may be a retail, the next lady may be a investor. And so you're just working that list just like you would. And I think it kind of goes to this. Like when you say investment, are these investment people buying residential units to invest, or are they buying commercial properties?
Yeah, more so on the single family like rental home.
Okay, so
side.
it's really kind of the same thing. Like I know we can categorize it differently, and this is an end user. They're going to move in there versus these person is going to rent this property. but it's almost like we don't even like separate them as far as like leads go. You know, they're just like another lead, because like you take every retail buyer, right? And you figure out why they want to buy or sell. And then you have that storyline right there of why they want to buy or sell. And then you know why they want to buy or sell. And then you create a game plan around trying to help them buy or sell, whatever that reason is. Same thing with the investor. And so really, and like every retail person's story of why they're buying or selling, what their motivation is totally different. So that investor is just another person on the list buying a residential property because and this is why, and this is the game plan I'm trying to put in place to help them. So I don't even know that I would split it up. Now, when they get into commercial stuff, you know, strip centers, apartment complexes, industrial warehouses, stuff like that, then that's where you start teetering into a whole different market, you know, and that's where things can get a little bit, you know, sticky. It's like, okay, you know, and like I know people that work residential and commercial, you know, but they really have like 90%. Those people are normally doing 90% of one or the other, 90% residential or 90% commercial, and then they're just like handling whatever little deals kind of like, you know, come their way on the other side, you know.
Yeah. And I think that, I think that's a good point. Just keeping that active list working, because some of those investors may come back onto the list multiple times. As soon as they buy one, or I help someone buy one, they could fall off the list, but they could pop back on in a lot shorter time period than working with kind of the retail investor.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if you have an investor that's buying multiple properties throughout the year, there's somebody that like never really leaves that list, because like you should know their whole thing. Like they're coming to you saying, hey, I want to buy 3, you know, single family homes this year at, you know, as rental properties. I want to buy one in March, you know, one mid-year and one towards the end of the year. You kind of know what that layout is. And so they never really leave your list because they're an ongoing buyer or seller. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's great. That's awesome. No, it's so good. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always grateful. So thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Keep pushing and keep me informed, bro.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Later, man. Rob, you're muted. You're muted like a mug.
Yeah, but there we go. Sorry about that. Hey, thank you for, and grateful to you for all you've done for me. Just had a house I sold, like, you know, the coming curve of the downtrend. This one sold for like $50,000 less than all the others, and I still want to I door knocked 140 doors in that neighborhood. Met a lot of nice people. Some of them let me in their home. I met some possible, you know, buyers from that, but and maybe some sellers too. But when I go back to approach them, to call them up again and say, hey, you know, we sold the house. I got the listing postcard, the just sold postcard out there now. It's going to them. It should be hitting them this week. But I didn't mention the price because it's we started at 479. We came down to 430. So what I'm asking you is, how do I go about getting them to, you know, not say, hey, oh, you're the realtor that, you know, lowered the price of all our homes.
You aren't the realtor that lowered the price of the homes.
I get that. I get that. But a lot of them are going to be like, well, it was the sellers.
No, it wasn't even the sellers. Does you think the seller wanted to take that less?
No, they didn't. Really.
Okay, so it wasn't their fault either.
Kind of a perfect storm, though. The buyers really wanted to buy this thing, and the sellers really kind of want to divest of their investment property that they had for years.
Yeah, it's the market.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the problem we're running into here. Okay, we're thinking too short term. Okay. When you're thinking about when you're talking to people that you're trying to build a relationship for the next 15 years, right? That you want to work with them over the next 15 years, it changes the whole dynamic. Because right now you're thinking about the market right now. The market's down right now from what it was. And you're thinking, well, how do I get around this to where they could possibly work with me, blah, blah, blah. When in fact, that's not the game. The game is, can I use this situation to start a conversation and get to know this person who more than likely doesn't want to do anything in this down market, right? And then procure that relationship for the future. That's the game.
So what do you do in the meantime? Just say, hey, just kind of keep it light, or what? The conversation.
What do you mean in the meantime? The conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, the conversation is the same as it always is. Hey, this is Rob, local real estate agent. How you doing? Whatever. If you talk to them or whatever the case may be, I sold your neighbor's house. I don't know if you saw that, but is there anything I could do for you today? I'm out here working.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? They're like, no, cool. Is there an agent you would work with? Blah, blah, blah. Get their email, the whole 0 to diamond script. If they say, oh, what did it sell for and all that? Or, hey, I saw that sell and all this stuff. Say, yeah, everybody was motivated, plus the market's down. You know what I mean? Like, you just listen, like being real, like straight up with people, real blunt about stuff is really, it's a high ROI, super high ROI.
I can do that.
The seller, this was the situation with the seller. He wanted to diversify, and, the buyer was really motivated, and, they had cash or whatever, and blah, 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 whatever the situation was.
Yeah.
Tell them what it was and say, hey, I got it done, and, whatever. But you really are approaching these prospects, 99% of them are going to do deals with you in 3 to 5 years.
Just keep much.
Email.
A lot of them are getting, the emails are coming in pretty good. I'm getting a lot of them. And there again, the weekly email goes out. I get a 42% open rate, which is great. But I don't, it's like, I'm not really, like, I've even used the list to call those that are engaged with the list from Constant Contact. Like, you can see who's engaged. So I call them up, just say, hey, thanks for opening, not for opening up the email, but for, hey, thanks for subscribing to my emails. I hope you're getting something out of them. That's a good angle, I think, too, but it hasn't really done much yet. I haven't been able to get anything more from that, but
I would just let it ride. I think you're being too impatient with that.
All right. Just say thank you. And
I wouldn't even say anything. I would just keep sending them the weekly email. They'll call you.
Yeah.
If you want to check in with everybody about once a year and say, hey, it's Rob, how you doing? Hope all's well, how's everything going? You still getting the email? Anything I can do for you? What's your real estate plans, next year? Well, listen, I'm still looking forward to working with you. If you need anything, let me know. They'll call you when they're ready to do something,
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would be good. I guess maybe I am being a little impatient on that. So
absolutely. Like, I never looked at unsubscribes. I never looked at people that open the email. I just never looked at it. I look at it now. I go back because I have all my emails going back to whatever 2000 whatever. I go back and I kind of look at the data a little bit now, since I'm past the stage of building my business. So I find it interesting to kind of look at the data. But when I was in it, I was never looking at it.
I just thought it'd be a great way to get people to, that I know that they're opening the email. So I know.
But they're opening it because they're liking the information. They're not opening it because they want to buy from you right this second.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because they open it doesn't mean that they're interested. They're just keeping up to date with the market.
Good. All right. So, all right. I won't read that much into that. Then I'll just
exactly. There it is. You're reading too much into it.
Right.
This is a long play. All this is a long play.
Cool. All right, Ricky. Thanks a lot. You've been great.
Hey, enjoyed chatting with you, bro.
All right. Take care.
Hey, man. Contact.com. There it is, man. Let's see. A couple more people here. Lucas, you there? Yo.
Ricky.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna pull over because I don't want to drive and talk at the same time.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
You, man. Right here.
What's that?
So I've been waiting to get on the phone with you.
I know I saw your name there for a minute, bro.
Yeah, I left earlier. I had another meeting. Hey, well, thanks for everything, man. Like, I've been in real estate for about a year and 2 months.
Okay.
and I found you like in the very beginning. Like I watched your how to make $100,000 in the first year in real estate.
Yeah.
Watch it all the time. Inspiration to continue to go forward and make the calls, right? So I make the calls. I guess my question is right now with the market shift. Once it shifted, man, I was getting listings galore.
Yeah.
Like, and before very confident, very like, hey, we're gonna sell it the next weekend, and we did, right? Now, right? How do you go about being confident but not being like over promising, I guess you would say? Like, how do you do that without sounding like you're not the agent for the job? Does that make sense?
Like you're saying that like lack of confidence in the market itself, that the listing will actually sell.
Yeah. So before, we were like, it's gonna sell by the weekend, and it would. You get offers and everything. Now, walking into a listing appointment, pricing it right, making sure it's right, but kind of knowing in your mind, like you're not gonna get an offer with like you may not, you never know. But right now, I have listings that are kind of like sitting, and I'm continually putting them out there, making the calls around the neighborhoods. And I guess, what do you tell sellers to make sure they know the reality of the market, but also so that they don't think like, well, let me get another agent who can sell it quicker? Does that make sense?
Listen, it was like I said on the last call, being really straight up with people, is a super high ROI. They really appreciate and so like a lot of sellers, I would tell them that like my job is to be very realistic with them, right? And so you can ask them, say, listen, do you want me to be like extremely realistic with you so that you can make the best decisions possible?
Yeah.
Right? Do you want that from me? Go ahead and ask them and get that verbal confirmation, that they want you to be extremely realistic with you about what the expectations should be here. And they say, yes, I want you to be extremely realistic because I don't want to make decisions based on a pie in the sky or smoke. Right? And then when they give you that verbal confirmation, you're like, okay, well, here's the deal. Like, I don't know 100% what your property is worth. Like, yeah, you may not say it like that, right? But that is the reality right this second, because we are catching a falling knife right this second still. Even though I believe prices have basically floored, like I don't see them going down at all anymore, but I don't know that, right? That's just a prediction. I don't know. I know that the trend has been down. It's not going down as fast as it was. And I think with interest rates leveling out, I think we're there. But I don't know that. So I don't want to ever predict to my seller, right? I don't want to tell them, oh, I know that prices are leveling out. I know prices are going down or they're going to go up or interest rates are going to do this. I'm never going to tell them that I know what's going to happen, because then they're going to make decisions based on my predictions. And then when those predictions don't come true and they made a bad decision based on your predictions, then they're going to come back to you and say, hey, you told me this, I made this decision because of it, and now look at where I'm at. You don't want to put yourself in that position, right? So that's rule number one when we're setting expectations. What we need to do is make sure that they want us to be totally realistic and say, listen, here's a house just like yours that just sold. All right, so let's just say that that's kind of the foundational point of pricing, Mr. Seller. And we know that prices have downtrended since that property went under contract. So we are lower than that house right this second. Okay. The question is, how much lower and how can we maximize what we're going to get out of this house for you? Well, let's go to the pendings. Let's go to the active listings. And that's where you're going to do a little research and call those agents who have the pending deals, who have the active listings, and say, hey, what's been the activity on this active listing? How many showings have you guys gotten? Have you got any offers? What are people saying? What's the feedback? And see, now you're getting inside market information that you can take back and share with your seller, that he could call the listing agent, but he probably hasn't thought of that or done that, but you have. Yeah. So now you're bringing him inside information from the market. You went above and beyond to show him real data of what's going on the active market, that now you can take that data and say, this is probably where we are right this second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's better than a basic just CMA, that's talking to another agent. I think I'll start doing that.
You really have to do it now in today's market where there's a lot of uncertainty about exact pricing.
Yeah.
You really kind of have to do a little due diligence on some of these houses.
Yeah. So, okay. So then how do you go about, and I know it's like a simple letting them know, but right now I've had listings go under contract and then, hey, unfortunately the buyer backed out. Like those are things that happen. How do you go about letting the seller know? So for example, this is the second one that the buyer backed out and my seller under contract. And I mean, I want to let them know. How do you go about letting them know without, because I know it's not my fault, but making sure they know it's not like my fault in the say. I call the lender to make sure they're pre-qualified, pre-approved and everything, but it's some buyers don't want to go forward. So how do you like let them know and then stay confident in like, hey, we're going to sell the house. Does that make sense?
I wouldn't oversell the fact that it's not your fault, because when you start overselling the fact that it's not your fault, then they start wondering, why is he overselling the fact? Why is he telling me all this stuff? I know it's not his fault. See that when you walk into the situation assuming that they might think that it's your fault, then you're losing right there. Because the fact is they know it's not your fault. Like probably like 5 or 10% of the time, somebody actually doesn't understand how real estate works, and they'll kind of blame you somehow. Like trust me, I've seen it. But for the most part, people know it's not your fault going in. You're on their team. Remember, y'all are on the same team here. You talked about why they want to sell. You created a game plan around it. Are there going to be ups and downs and frustrations and disappointments along the way? Sure, that's always a possibility. But at the end of the day, all you can do is all you can do, right? And all you want to do is the best you can do, right? To provide the best service for them. So it always comes back to, what do you want to do, Mr. Seller? Right? So it's like, okay, here's the second one that fell through. Here's why it fell through, right? I did everything I could do to save this. I was going to throw in some commission. I was going to go, I was going to drive 4 hours to drop a document off. I tried to do everything I could do to save this deal. But at the end of the day, it was unsavable. And that's another thing. Like when deals start to fall through, start to try to figure out how to keep it together, right? If you got to throw in a little bit, if you got to go do something yourself, if you got to go do the other agent's job, that's okay. Like that's in the name of providing the best service. You're doing this to help the seller, right? And so whenever that happens, and you're like, here it fell through, I couldn't save it, here's why. All right, now what do we can put it back on the market, go find us another buyer, right? That's what I would suggest. What do you want to do?
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's always going to come back to the ball in their court. Like, this is their property, this is their decision, this is their thing, this is their deal. What is it that they want to do? Remember, we're relationships over transactions. We don't care if this property sells or not. Right? If our entire livelihood is riding on one deal, and we're going to be this really super successful agent over the next 20 years, one deal is not our make it or break it. We should be pounding the pavement to go get 5 more listings as we speak. You know what I mean? Like that should be happening now. You should always be on the hunt for massive pipeline and things happening and possibilities of transactions and new relationships. But as far as this specific deal goes and like how I always play it, it's like, listen, I would suggest let's just put it back on the market and let me go find another buyer, see what he says.
Yeah.
Like, throw
Okay.
stuff out there, let them react.
Okay. No, sounds good. And
if they want to pull it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no skin off you, because you're gonna go, you're getting 5 more listings tomorrow, and you're gonna get 5 more next week.
No, that's good. So just keep circle. I do circle prospecting. So keep circle prospecting, get on the emails, send an email out, keep it simple, just do the daily work and it'll grow, right?
Are you doing social too? Are you doing social?
Oh yeah.
Facebook?
I mean, so I'm on Facebook. So I make videos every day, put my face out there every day to kind of build the trust. A lot of my stuff has come through Facebook if it hasn't do a cold call. So yeah, I still do that every day also.
Got it.
But I appreciate you, Ricky. I mean, I've read your books like 3 times. You're like the guy that I follow, man. So I appreciate all that you've done, even for me from afar. So thank you so much.
Good hanging out with you for a second, man. Have we chatted on Instagram?
Never. I don't even have an Instagram.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, that's the best place to get me, honestly. But if you do ever start an account, like hit me up there so we can kind of stay in touch.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Bro. Be good, man. All right, guys. This has been incredible. What's up, Caleb?
Hey, how we doing, Ricky? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing good. How about you, bro?
Good, man. Real quick, my niche is just strictly land, timber properties, farms, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I talked to Red X, and they're trying. My biggest thing is what you talk about is just trying to get faster in the calls.
Yeah.
But since none of these really have addresses, and a lot of them are absent landowners, I mean, I can get their numbers, but I can't get them into the dial or anything like that. I don't know.
You can upload the spreadsheet and you can dial them on RedX.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah. Like if you have a spreadsheet of like the data, you can import it into RedX.
Oh, you can.
And then you can use the multi-line dialer. So if you have your own data, you can just get the dialer. You don't have to get all the other products.
Okay.
You can just get the multi-line dialer and then upload your own data and just use the dialer to call, to make those calls.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Yeah, and just let me know if you have problems with that.
Okay.
And I can connect you with the customer support at RedX, or you can call them. They'll walk you through it to make sure you're lining all the data up just right on the spreadsheet, and so it transfers over to where, boom, you can hit that dialer and get right to work.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
Where are you at?
Upstate South Carolina.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff I do, my dad was a forester, and so we end up doing a lot of the timber sales, and that's my wife. Like everybody asks me, like, "Oh, do you do homes?" I'm like, I can't do neighborhoods. I just like being in the woods. So
yeah, no, I get it, man. Like that's your niche. I know guys that sell like timberwood and large, large tracts and hunting properties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a good niche to be in. Like I mean, it's a good niche. There's a lot of there's a market for that. Like there's buyers and sellers for that, and there's not really a whole lot of agents. I mean, there is like a community of agents that work that, but not a whole lot.
No, most of 90% of my clients are 80 years old. I mean, those are the ones I'm listing. So it's just like salt of the earth people you're talking to, and it just makes it a lot easier. So
cool. Well, good chatting with you, bro.
All right, appreciate it, Ricky.
Be good. Robert P. You're muted.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, I just got a quick
doing?
question. I know just on the platform and software you use, I know you're a big fan of RedX, but I already have batch leads, and I use Mojo.
Okay.
Start just the data you get and the ease of use of the software, and obviously making most efficiency of your time. Would you recommend pausing the batch leads and trying RedX, or could you just kind of touch real quick on the pros and cons, I guess, or is it just pick one and go with it?
Well, I'm not familiar with batch leads, so I don't know what all they provide, but RedX has all the different features with a geo expire for sub-owner, for rent buyer, pre-foreclosures, all that stuff. So it's easy to kind of segregate different lead sources. You can pick any subdivision you want, and then everything's on one platform. You download, boom, you upload the data, and then bam, hit another button and start dialing right there within the platform, instead of taking them from batch leads, uploading them to Mojo, and going through that process. You can skip that part of the process and just go straight to calling. So I don't know what batch leads, I don't know what they do. I don't know the quality of the data. I don't know how it all works, but I think it would be worth a test, because you can cancel RedX at any time. So, get 1 month, and take a month and test it and see if you like it better, and then if you like batch leads Mojo better, stick with that, let RedX go. If you like RedX better, then stick with that, let the other go. If you need 2 months to try to figure it out, whatever, but I would definitely test it, because back when I was doing this, I tested all of them, right? I'm not going to name all the different names, but I tested all of them that were available, and RedX had the best. And the thing that's cool is
better than Vulcan, because I've tried Vulcan too. Better than Vulcan.
I've tried all. Yeah, I've tried all of them. Any of them that you can think of.
I mean, it was like $350 a month, I think it was.
Yeah. But the thing that's cool with RedX is they're a company that's always evolving. Like they're always getting better data, looking for better data. They just added the ad builder that you can, make the create the ads on social and literally run ads directly to all the people that are in your RedX account. Like it's crazy.
All right. Yeah.
Where
All
are
right,
you
cool.
at?
Michigan.
Oh, okay, cool.
South, like MSA, Detroit MSA.
Got it. Nice. Cool, bro. Anything else I can help you with?
No, that was I was putting it in the chat and I didn't get a response, so I was gonna hit you up on Instagram, but I figured since you have this platform, I'd hit you up real quick. And I appreciate it. Appreciate you
Yeah,
everything you offer.
for sure, man. You let me know what else I could do to help you.
Fantastic, man. Thanks.
Cool, bro. All right, guys. I don't see anybody else on backstage. So I'll give it a minute, see if anybody else wants to pop up, ask a question, chat it up about the market or whatever. Hey, good to see all you guys. 2023 is going to be absolutely amazing. So again, I got the 2023 business planning session. That's going to be December 9th. I said the 5th, December 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern. There's a link there in the description to register for that. I'm going to go through the New Zero to Diamond modules and also help you guys with your actual business planning for next year and kind of things to think about moving into the new year with you know, the new market that we're going to be in. We're going to kind of start with a fresh start next year, as opposed to starting in this, you know, the increasing market and then halfway through turning into this market. We're literally going to be in this market all year next year. So it's something to be super excited about. Roger,
Hi.
how
Can
you
hear me?
doing? Yeah.
Well, I'm actually doing pretty well now. I'm coming off a 2-year stint. I tried in the middle of things. I joined I was with Long and Foster for a number of years, and I just needed a change. So I joined a Remax office. Had been going after me, and then they said, "Well, hey, you can make more money by joining a team." And the lead agent has all this data. He's spending tens of thousands of dollars a month to send leads, and this is right at the time when buyers were having their contracts lose like crazy. When you get 20 contracts on a house,
Right.
and the only money I really made was any of the listings I brought in. But because of the team thing, we didn't make the same amount of commission as we normally would. So that was frustrating. And I ended up subsuming my brand under the team brand. So I just I got a real good offer from Coldwell Banker and decided to join them. So and right away, like that, you know, five new deals come through. So been with them for a couple of months. So I just wanted a chance to come on and say hello. Did have a question on the ad platform. I'm just curious if you know. This is a question for RedX, obviously. Can I segment my database into different groups and send different ads?
Yeah. So
different ones?
absolutely. So
For instance,
like
I have a lot of farms. I'm working a lot of farms
Yeah.
on RedX.
So when you do the ad, when you have the ad builder, you create the ad and everything right there within the platform. And then it asks you which databases. It'll have all the databases of Redx there, and you just literally check mark which ones you want the ad to run to. Facebook can't run an ad if it's like less than 1,000 people or 2,000 people or whatever it is.
Okay.
Right. So it can't be like a small group. It's got to be, you know. But you could, if you have like a group of like 500-600 you run ads to, you can just add another database of a couple thousand that you have that you can just run the same ad to or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. So that probably will start to make sense as I expand. My local I live in a condo community, and I pretty much have a pretty good lock on that, or getting it back anyway. Just finished 2 listings. I've got another one coming up. Don't make a whole lot of money on condos. You put enough of them together, and it starts to look like real income.
What do you mean you don't make a lot of money on condos?
I mean, the $200,000 condos.
Well, you make 3%, right?
Nah, 2.5 around here. This is DC
2.5.
DC metropolitan area.
So it's $5,000.
Yeah, that's $5,000. That's what I'm saying.
So
you put enough of them together, and it starts to look real. Besides,
One
I fall out my front door, and there's my listing.
One of them will pay my bills.
Well, I've got a lot of bills left over for some legacy stuff.
Yeah,
divorce and stuff like that. So
now, dude, I built on my whole career, like not like here lately, you know, as the market increased, like we got up into like in 2016 2015, 16, it got to where it was like average price 350, you know, and
Mhm.
but before that it was like 250, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
300 for a while.
Mhm.
And then and then um you know, and then here lately when it spiked up, now we're at like, you know, 550.
Hmm.
So, and this is mostly condos, of course. But yeah, like I built my whole career on just little, you know, $200,000-$300,000 deals.
Yeah.
You know, and I would do 8 or 10 of them a month.
Mhm.
You know,
Well,
that was my thing.
well, the local housing community around me is mid to late 60s vintage houses, you know,
Mhm.
5-level splits, you know, that style of house. And there's one gal who's kind of taken a um, a huge market share. Took it from
Mhm.
somebody else who'd been there for years and years and years and years by handing out things like apple butter. So I've got
Mhm.
my little calendars. So I'm going to go door knocking, handing out calendars, and you know, I've lived in this area since '86, so I know a lot of the people. So I'm just going to go after it,
There you go, man.
and then make the phone calls with people. The condo calling hasn't been all that great, but I think single family homes are much better.
Yeah.
So let's see. But yeah, I just wanted to take an opportunity to say hello. I've been
Yeah.
circling around you for a while, getting back to the 60-day challenge. I'm really looking forward to the business planning workshop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it too. Where are you?
I'm in the Washington D.C. metropolitan area. I'm in Montgomery,
Got it.
where
Got it.
the realtors they are subject to the swinging dead cat syndrome.
Mhm.
Swing a dead cat anywhere in Montgomery County, you'll hit a realtor in the head. Really,
Yeah.
really.
So what is the how many agents are there in the
Oh,
area, you
Lord, it's
think?
8,000.
8,000?
Yeah.
And then what's the population?
Well, Montgomery County's over a million.
Yeah. So you
So
got
that
8,000 versus a million people.
yeah. It really
You know?
is no excuse. You know, it's just laziness on my part that I haven't done better than I did.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for 18 years, and sometimes it gets a little.
See, people take that, you know, and think, oh, you know, like I did a post a couple of days ago about how there's 8 billion people in the world, right? There's 20 million agents worldwide, from my best estimation. That's 0.0025%. That's a quarter of 1% of the
Mhm.
population of the world are
Mhm.
agents. And people were commenting, yep, and they're all in Atlanta or they're all in, you know,
It
wherever.
seems like they are anyway.
Exactly. See, it's perceived that way because agents advertise, right? There's signs around town, they're on social
Mhm.
media, they got billboards, and you think, oh my God, you call people and they say, oh, you're the second agent I've heard from, you know, in the last month or whatever. And you think, oh
Mhm.
God, the agents are just everywhere, and how can I
Yeah.
get in there and all that stuff. But it's so far from reality because you take the 8,000 people, we know that, so take the 80/20 rule. We know that only about 1,600 of them are actually producing.
Mhm.
You know, so you know, you take those 8,000, you move it down to 1,600, divide that by a million people. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, just and remember, Roger, it's how many people in your market know who you are,
Mhm.
right? And would love to do business with you that you remarket to on a continuous basis. That's market share,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, the other thing too is that I love about this business. Made so many friends of this over the Thanksgiving weekend. I had dinner with two clients that are like family extensions of family. So it's powerful. And
Yeah, for
the
sure.
one on Thanksgiving Day said he's got three people. He's got three people he's referring me to.
There you go.
Plus a cousin who he wants to female cousin who wants to introduce me to since I'm single. So
Two birds with one stone, man. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's just silly. Anyway, listen, it was great talking with you. I'm glad to finally connect. Diving in. I'm also doing some work with Andy Rosas.
Yeah. Yeah, the Anmeister.
Yep.
Cool.
This call
Hey,
club.
good to see you, man.
All
Happy
right.
holidays.
Hey, you too.
See you, bro.
Be well.
All right, guys. I enjoyed that. Again, 2023 business planning next Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Link is there in the description. all the Red X Cyber Monday stuff. Link in the description. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you guys. Enjoyed hanging out with you for a bit today. It's been 2 hours. 2 hours we did this live Q&A and stuff. So had a lot of fun doing it. We'll do it again sometime real soon. And happy holidays to you guys. I love you guys so much. And talk to you